There we go, good evening everyone. Evening all, how are we getting on? So, well, a bit of a fun one tonight, as far as things go. We've got a few reserves in, and we are, well, I think there's 13 full-time drivers. Thoughts and prayers to John's Xbox as well. Power surge impacting that, I believe. And we've got 3 obviously jumping in to give it a bit of a go as well. So Sun God is coming in, as is Felix, who is pretty much the runaway AT2 winner or leader at the moment. And we then have Padge as well, who is usually obviously with me on comms. So he is doing his own little thing as well. How are we getting on? Of course, tonight as well, so this is Miami. So you have got the Miami of Leo, the Miami. He has Monaco of America in that kind of sense. It was only the second game that we're playing this on, so the third time that we'd have come here for an IIRL season. And whilst I'm of course not as prepared as what Killian is drawing track maps, I do have my track map ready just to please him. There we go, we have the signal from Small Smiley. We can get underway. So that is what we'll do. We'll get this underway. Back to regular format this week as well. So we are full quali Q1, Q2, Q3, and then just the 50% race. 29 laps around the Hard Rock Stadium's car park. We'll wait to see obviously how we can go with this one. Okay, I will be trying to keep an eye on chat as well, just obviously so you don't think I've completely lost it. So for now we are pretty much on the way. Like I say, obviously Felix himself, as I said, is a very good AT2 driver. Obviously has been trying to get to grips with no assists over the course of the day by the sounds of it, so Felix might be a little bit out back, but we'll have to see exactly how it goes. Get into the session. It doesn't look like it's exactly Miami's sun out there, is what I will just say. It's
The United Kingdom has achieved more World Drivers' Championships than any other country.
Doesn't look exactly brilliant. Doesn't look exactly like the kind of weather Miami's famed for.
2014 ushered in a new set of regulations that saw us enter the
we'll see how it all goes and see who gets out
2.4-litre V8 engines to 1.6-litre turbocharged V6
onto the
power
track
units. Along
first.
with this came integrated complex digital systems such as ERS. Packed grandstands here today with thousands in attendance, hoping to see their favourite drivers battle it out on track.
Let's hope somebody gets out on track. There we go.
81% of his races on the podium in 2021. Still though, Michael Schumacher
that guy is getting out. We have got an AlphaTauri on track. And Joseph's gone. Joseph's famous internet there. Must we try at least for this session, because we have got drivers out on mediums. Rain at the end of the race. Thank you, Greg. So, looking at rain at the end of the race. Don't get me started about dry to wet. But we are the same. Felix is going to be out Q1. Well, we'll see. Let's say he's quicker than Padge on times. You're quicker than Padge. He said that. So might be a little bit of a race to the bottom for you two, but no. 60 minutes practice. It's a damn good effort, though. Okay. And unusually, we've not got TD out on track first. On TD, we're missing you. Joseph Hales jumps back into the session. We'll follow Prev round, because that's going to be first flying lap we get to have a look at. So here he comes, obviously down to turn 1 just here. Do that, a little bit of a slightly mean kind of braking zone for that one. It's slightly difficult to get right if you do follow the lines like what I do. These guys are superhuman, they don't need the racing lines. Okay, as Prev comes round, down the gears, into that slow left there. Let's catapult himself down onto the curves of 9 and 10 and through towards the beach club. Now obviously DRS wide open through there. Flips in, seems to avoid a little bit of the curb on the way in, gets a little bit on the outside, probably went a little bit wider than what I'd have liked in that tight section, clattering over the curb in the middle of the chicane. And we'll look for a good release there, as close to the wall as you would want to get from Prev there. DRS goes wide open. Got the Alpine ahead, which might have helped just a little bit, but come down through the gears, takes second, hugs that curb on the inside, releases to the outside there, and gets as close to the inside as possible for a 33.0, and that will set the benchmark. And that guy just smashes that by nearly 2 seconds. That looks like a slightly more realistic benchmark there. The 31.2. And just Alfa Romeo starting a lap, I believe. Let's have a look at Asma Frog next up, who's invalidated. Okay, let's have a look at Sun God then. Coming through turn 3, long turn 3 towards 4, 5, 6, and 7. That twisted section there, just hugging that inside curb. And releases it quite nicely. Look now, through into 9 and 10. DRS open, power down towards the expensive seats. Oh, he's gone in a bit deep there, Sun God. I think that'll be that lap gone. Looks like he's turned the energy off. Yep, no. Just gone too deep into Beach Club, and that is something that for these drivers is going to be very, very easy to do. Flamingo Eagle, wow. That's a lap. 30.1 on the softs there. Isn't yielding a bit of a difference. Might force a couple of drivers to think twice. There's that guy though. Looks like it's all coming in. These guys just warming themselves up by the looks of that. 29.3. Be interesting to see where the benchmark really is there. SunGod did complete that lap on a 30.1, which still got him quicker than Prev. How's TD getting on? 29.1. And down come the times again. Felix will be next up. And into third place. That is a really, really good first lap from Felix there. The 29.6 in the Alpine. Makes it all that much better, the fact that he's in the Alpine as well. Bit of a pain in the butt car to get used to, but I'll have a look and see if we've got anyone else around. Asthma Frog looking like it's going to finish a lap after invalidating the first, goes to fourth. And we'll have Greg around to start one there. And the next one around should be the McLaren. Padge has obviously invalidated his outlap. Also we got on track Richard there. Let's follow Richard for a little bit. Looks like he's supposed to be coming in though. Flamingo Eagles now obviously in 5th place after a little bit of a shuffle around with some times there. Let's see where one who could really set the benchmark is here. 10.10 through to the Beach Club, 4th gear through there. We're a little bit wide on exit of 11, but hugs the inside of the lower of the right hander there. 12. 13, 14 tidy enough. Let's have a little bit of a look. Nice straight line through there. It's come up purple in the second sector. As Richard put himself into 3rd place there. Let's see what 10.10 can do. Just that one corner left to go. As Ross does a 28.9. Gets himself on the mediums up into that top spot, and 10.10 has obliterated it. Puts a second of daylight between himself and the next car. 27.9. And down come the times again. Let's see, Padge next to the line. What's he got? What has Cocom's got? 4th place. Set of soft tyres, but coming in well for somebody who thought it was going to be slower than Felix. Doing rather well with that one. I believe Deflated has just started the lap, so I'm going to go around with Deflated for a bit. That's obviously AlphaTauri keeping out of the way there. We'll have a McLaren coming up on the lap as well. That should have a chance to stay out of the way nice and easily. Looking clean. A decent release there from Deflated. TD, you let us all down. It's part of the show now. It's, Deflated there as Joseph goes up to 2nd on 28.7. Still obviously 8 tenths, 1.5 tenths shy of what 10.10's done, but the humans around, that's a good lap. Deflated is now showing purple through the 2nd, but again that's among whoever's on track, I believe. Following down that back straight all the way into the last turn. 10.10's retired, more than happy with that, and rightly so. And Deflated, where's he going to end up? 2nd place on 28.1. Well, again, for us humans, that was a very, very good effort, that one. And the closest we've had to 10.10 so far. This is qualifying. Let's say we are in Q1 of 3. Let's follow Wiggles round. Won the sprint last week at Baku. Obviously took pole on that one, but denied the victory in the main race by a cruelly timed safety car. John still did really well to capitalise on that and take the victory, but that for Wiggles was unlucky there. He's had a couple of really good performances. Really well in Jeddah. Coming around the last turn now. Just clipping a little bit that inside curb, not too bad. Do like a bit of that. Coming all the way to the line, takes 4th on a 28.8. It's again one of those ones where sort of upper midfield looks like it is quite tightly knit there. Hiya, Padge. Non-verbal Padge this week. We've got just the it's the text version. Can't distract him, of course, too much while he's driving. But see what's on track. Got Greg coming around for a lap there. Brings himself up to 10th place there. Joseph retires out of it as well. Again, think that's relatively safe. Doing well. I'm doing reasonably well. You know, this is it's well. Yesterday was the painful part. I had an ingrowing toenail operated on, so it's been a weird day. I'm streaming from flat on my bed with my foot up in the air, but it's not too bad. It's not painful. It's just doctor's orders. So. Okay. JJ there. It's nice to see you in here. Friends and snacks. We've got a little watch party going on. I'd love to see it. Thank you, Padge. Joseph saying, have had no practice this week. Well, that's what happens when you take on stewarding and my incidents around Baki. It's sleepless nights, I'd imagine, for Joseph there. I think everyone's filtering in, kind of warming themselves up for one more run, I would believe there. But just Greg on track about to go in. Richard looks like he's saving energy. No, Richard's well and truly on one. This will be to get a good lap in, really, for Richard here. Not probably where he'd have wanted to have been, but this one possibly to make a point, really. See how he sees that. A little bit of a shake coming towards the second to last curve there. He popped himself up to 8th place, so is about a second and a half clear of, well, about 1.4 seconds clear of Prev, so overall should be comfortable unless Prev pulls a miracle. Say that much. Flamingo Eagle might be in a little bit of danger, but it's within half a second of that one drop place on here. Of course, the top 4 have all retired out of it. Don't need to do another run, and to be honest, I would agree with them. Son Godwin. It's TD in 7th, because he is tired out of it again, about a second and a half gap. See Smaller Smiley out. Much better qualifying so far from Smaller Smiley. I know it's a lap on the softs, but that has come up with a nice sort of time there in the first session. Hopefully that's a sign of things to come for the rest of the season. And something that's that I've sort of struggled with so far, kind of qualifying Smiley, but There we go, Flamingo Eagle. Nice lap there, up to 5th place. Seals that nicely there. And that should get him more than safe, that one. As some of the bottom runners then obviously begin their final flying laps. Have a look at Prev here, obviously. Prev is the one who needs one. Was up to first sector, I believe. Just hugging the inside wall on 12. 13 non-event. Oh, a little bit untidy through the chicane there. Again, clonking that inside part. Straightens it up just about nicely enough for the run onto the straight. Between 16 and the last corner, or last meaningful corner, at least turn 17. Comes down to 3rd for that one. Takes a little bit of the inside curb for rotation. Oh, big slip through 18. That will cost a lot of time. Prev comes through, improves position to 15th and puts SunGod under a little bit of pressure. But SunGod only needs... Oh! Spin God, and that's going to be it. That is going to be it for Spin God. So if SunGod's going to do what Joseph Hales is demanding of him in chat, it's going to need to come from 16th place on the grid to be able to do it. It'll be SunGod out of the session. And a spin through turn 3, and that is so easy to do. Is that one. And that's my frog obviously taking a little bit of a half spin. That guy's still on the lap. Might be worth following to the pit there. Just wanted to last first challenge. Yes, it's just too good for us all. Let's see whether that guy will finish this lap. I'd imagine he would do. A good one so far as well. Goes fastest. 27.8 just to prove you can do it. Nicely done from that guy to top the session. And SunGod obviously just limping back to the pits. Prev has gone through and finished his lap. He will be in Q2. Will Prev. There was a lot of ground to make up obviously on that last one. He made up those 0.8 of a second. And is through after a half spin from SunGod in turn 3 on his final run. So the Haas is out. Got no Red Bulls in tonight's race either, by the way. Felix to Q2. Which is not something we necessarily thought was going to happen tonight. I'll have to run my documentary in Q2. See, with 29.6, tidy enough lap there, Felix. 13th place. Of course, still more to come in Q2, I would imagine. More time to come off, so. As we said, SunGod, the only driver we lose in that session, with obviously us running 16 cars. But that guy topped the session late on, a 1/10 of a second down to then 10.10 on the mediums, and then we had obviously 10.10 the second, deflated, Joseph Wiggles, Flamingo Eagle, Ross, Small Smiley, TD, and Richard for the top 10. Greg, Richard, Ross, Wiggles, Joseph, deflated, and 10.10 all through on a single set of mediums as well. So naturally we'll give them a little bit of an advantage later on into qualifying session. Good one there to begin with though, and decided by a little bit of drama right at the very end.
For example, Graham Hill, Damon Hill and Phil Hill are all previous World Championship winners.
Let's see what we produce in Q2.
F1's distinctive sound throughout the decades is in part due to the high revving engines it used.
And it is TD out first. It was a good selection. He's back. And that the Stampede comes out, but TD is always about 5 seconds quicker. Let's see what we can do obviously in Q2. Who's going to make it through to that top 10 shootout then? We have TD obviously on the, will be out on the first flying lap. Did say the Stampede has followed. And they've got both the Alpha Tauris and McLaren sandwiched between them on track. So we will follow TD there, obviously, because he will be the first to, naturally the first to set that lap, so see what he can come up with in a moment. Oh dear. No surprise you went out. Well, we thought it was going to be Felix. From the talk in the Discord, we thought that was going to be Felix by a mile. Even Felix thought it was going to be Felix. But no, you know, they don't call you Spin God for nothing. It was always going to come back. That's funny. You might not want to watch the stream back later, Sun God. I'll say that. Might maybe want to skip over Quali. Okay, let's see what TD can come up with. Out to the very outer limit. It's really, really tough to get that car slowed down with no ABS there. Hi, Goldilocks. How are you getting on? TV, a little bit of a lock up into 11. Obviously round through the Beach Club 12 and 13 there. Oh, bumps into the inside of the chicane there. And that lap is gone for TD. See, I think we've got an AlphaTauri. Yeah, TD has stopped to let the AlphaTauri of Prev through. I don't know. Prev is warming up and he's invalidated it somewhere. See who the next one is. It's going to be Padge to come through. Bit late. No worries, honestly. TD was a bit late as well. He wasn't first out onto the track for quali this week. There we go. So Padge will set the benchmark at 29.6, and Greg comes through 29.7. That guy with a 28.4 on the soft tyre there. And we're then going to have a. What we got? Felix comes in 4th. Nearly 2 seconds off the pace, I'd imagine there's a little bit of an error in there somewhere. Follow Ross around and see what brings. Oh, Padge, what have you done, Padge? Oh, looks like he's had a spin and tried to flick it round. Oh dear. So that is Padge out of this qualifying session by means of DSQ. Obviously, whilst that happened, Richard went fastest. Flamingo Eagle completed the lap to get himself into 4th, which is now 5th after Wiggles comes through. Then Ross comes through in quick tow, taking 2nd. So that I would assume would be trying to get a burnout off and just trying to spin it back round. 10-10 with a 27.1 in that one. We are very, very quick already in this. 27.1. Surely we're going to be 26s by the end of Q3. Maybe 26.5. be my guess, if anyone else wants to have one. We'll then have, let's see, we'll have a lap with Joseph there. I know he's coming to start one recently. See what we can do. Dropping it down to third gear, just trying to get that extra bit of engine braking there. Lasers it through. Tower keeps well out of the way. That's proved to be a decent chosen line, I think, for these drivers, actually coming in a little bit hot through turn 11. That's very hot through the chicane. You can see the car jumping off the curb there. Still seems to have got it going well, though, and decent exit out onto the straight. Out of 16. So it seems to have been through Beach Club, just one where... There you go, 1010's retired, nice and easy. There's one where they seem to prefer just taking a slightly deeper line through and really hugging that inside part of the track. Joseph into third place. Just a couple of hundredths back from Richard, who was showing a little bit better in this session than what he was initially. Deflated out on track. Of course, the first session was something of a warm-up for most of these drivers. Let's see what Deflated can produce through the final turn of any note at all. 18 and 19 there. Up to second place. Manages to get 65 thousandths of a second off of 1010. Suddenly it looks like it might be a little bit of a challenge going up top there. It's getting very, very close between the two there, it has to be said. Trevor's on a... possibly on a lap. Not on a lap anymore, that's... whatever it is invalid now. The first driver out in the session is yet to set a time. TD in 14th, that's... I'm following round again and see what he's got. He comes to start the second run. Really darting for the right-hander. I think he's lost the back of the car there, and it's cut a little bit of that turn, I believe. Kept the lap though. Guess that was just my screen. No, it hasn't opened the RS. Knows that one's gone. Went off at turn 1 to let someone by and thought you were thought you were going back up. Oh no. Oh, Padge. That is a shocker, that one. Oh, it's back on track. You've gone the wrong way. Oh dear. Let's see. Here we've got a wild Felix in a slightly unnatural habitat. To a beach club here. Taking that very, very wide. I wonder if that was probably a little bit of the car doing what it will there, and has cut the inside of the chicane and spun it into the wall. A little bit of a graze on the nose part, and probably a bit more damage to the back wing there. And I might want to get out of the way rather quickly as the Alpha Tauri approaches. Greg was on a lap there. Schoolboy. Well, you've said it. Schoolboy error. From Padge there. In his own words. Let's see it as Greg comes through for completion of what might be his final run. And he jumps up to 9th place, so gets the better of his teammate for now. On the 28.9. Let's see what Asthma Frog has got. He's next to the line. They do, only 11th. We'll need one more go at that to get a slightly better run. Smaller Smiley is now the next to come through. Confirmation, Felix has broken the rear wing. I am not surprised. That went in with force. I'm really not surprised that's broken. Oh dear me. Well, that'll be your qualifying as good as done there, Felix, to be honest, unless you do want to go out and give us a crash. I'm not advocating for doing that, by the way. Don't do it. Let's see what we've got out on track. So we may or may not see Felix again, depending on how that car's feeling. Two drivers who do really need a lap in that bottom part there. Flamingo Eagle and TD. Felix, you are going to go out on track. You might as well give it a go, I suppose. Nothing really to lose. On with Alpine teammate Flamingo Eagle. We do have two Alpines. This race. Let's see, comes down through the gears. Jumps on rather well. Gets a little bit of that curb, which isn't always the nicest one to hit. Through 9, 10, through towards 11 in the Beach Club. Ups down the gears, holds onto that inside line, deflated wheels retired, so is happy to be through. First gear taken there by Flamingo Eagle through this section through to turn 16. We'll get a little bit of a toe and hope that that car moves out of the way rather soon. This is his teammate Felix. If that was a toe that was maybe a little bit too close for comfort. General's all the same, you can see the intent, but here goes Flamingo Eagle. What time has he got? Up to 6th place, 28.4. Gets himself, see, about half a second clear of the drop. 6/10 clear of the drop. What else is on track at the moment? Asthma Frog. Looking like maybe coming through to have that final go. But yellows are people are letting people through. Asthma Frog has dived towards the pits. Okay. Let's see next what Felix can do. Also got Wiggles in the mix here. It could be quite easily dragged in. That guy goes to 3rd with a decent lap, 27.7. But Felix and his possibly partially intact rear wing. Wiggles is retired in pit as well, so that is a move of confidence, especially as he's just been shoved down to 10th place. TD gets out there into 6th, and that should be nice and safe for our favourite early starter of the session. Flamingo Eagle returning the favour to Felix there with a little bit of a toe down the back straight. Felix has gone deep in there. Asthma Frog's retired out of it. This is going to be the one that counts for Felix here. What's he going to do? Up to 9th, and that pushes Mr. Wiggles out. Retired out of the session, decided he didn't want to do that final run. And that's a costly error and a big scalp coming out of Q2. Mr. Wiggles, the winner of the sprint last week, 2nd place in the main race. out of qualifying at the second stage here in Miami. Still got Greg and Prev both on track as well. Line of stern, following each other through the lap there. Into that tight chicane section. Greg seems to have handled that fairly well. Prev the same, has made it through. And Greg gets a nice release. Prev will get a nice toe. See what both of these can produce. Greg will have probably enjoyed the first sector a little bit more than he'll have enjoyed the second and third, towing Prev around. Oh, slippery from Greg comes in. Prev will go to the line. And only takes 11th. It's close, but it's not quite close enough. 6 hundredths of a second between Prev and Q3. It's a good effort from Prev. But Smaller Smiley holds on by those 6 hundredths of a second. And Felix is in Q3. He's talked down his chances all evening. He's talked his chances down, but he is in that fight for the top 10. I don't think he knows what's going on either. Brilliant display there, Felix. Well done. So you should turn some of the assists off in AT2 now. So Wiggles had that one lap on mediums, didn't get out of the session. That was a big one. Big scalp gone in this session here. Padge was disqualified there, coming back onto the track the wrong way. Easy to do. And obviously we've lost then from bottom to top. Padge, Asthma Frog, Greg, Wiggles, and Prev. Prev, as I said, 7 hundredths of a second. 10-10 tops the session with Deflated Wee in close tow. Yeah, it'll give us all a chance, Felix, you see. Let's throw you right back into the carbon fibre zone.
Max Verstappen managed to finish 81% of his races on the podium in 2021. Still though, Michael Schumacher holds the record for highest percentage.
So we have our lineup for Q3. And it doesn't include Mr. Wiggles.
And a special shout out to our VIP guests, Lars Hammer and Arthur Jackman.
There goes TD, ready to go. So, who have we got for pole then, chat? Who are we thinking for pole? I think at this rate it could be Felix. Just out of nowhere, just on natural improvement. Honestly, 10-10 has stormed them so far. It has been... He was quickest in Q2. That guy was quickest in Q1, obviously 10-10 quickest of the medium runners. TD is out on set on mediums for his first run. It's going to be a slightly unique way of doing things, but we'll see how it goes. TD was obviously out of the pits first, but might take a little bit longer to warm those up. Honestly, all props to Felix on this one already. Brilliant display in quali so far. It's, hope you can keep it going. There we go. Gonna have Joseph taking the honour of getting the first lap in. last turn and on to start the lap there. Do relatively clean in turn 1 and 2 through the long turn 3. And let's see how he hits it with 4. Not really near the apex on 5, 6 there. As it then slows down and becomes turns 7 and 8. Nice and clean on the exit there. And obviously it's going to be purple because of the first round. Hitting that inside wall of turn 10 and then releasing it out toward the outside wall. And prep for turn 11 in the beach club section. Goes deep. Hangs onto that inside curb. 13 there. Brings it out for 14. Clonks it on the curbs. Through 15. Nice and clean through 16. A little bit of an adjustment on the steering wheel as he came out of there. Now down the straight and towards turn 17. The hairpin on here will be a couple of overtaking opportunities. Ooh, might have clipped the wall there, Joseph. We'll come through to finish the lap anyway. At 27.8, and I wonder how much of that might have been lost just in that last part of the lap. Deflated will be next through. TD is set at 28.4 on those mediums. 27.0 from Deflated. We're getting closer. Nearly into 26s. Richard with 27.6. And we've got 10.10. Oh, wow. 27.0 on that one as well. Close. Very, very close. Alpine next through. Felix into 6th, and that will have been a partially abandoned lap. We've got Smaller Smiley up into 5th there. And we have Ross come through to complete the set. No, that's not Ross. Flamingo Eagle coming through to complete the set. Okay, that's 7th in there. It might have been a little error on that lap as well. But Deflated on provisional pole for us here. That's not how I was thinking it would be going. It's, got humans to challenge 10-10 at last. It's a little bit of a crazy one there. It's only, what was it, 19 thousandths of a second in it at the top there. And there we go, Ross comes in 4th place, 27.7. I feel like I've seen a few of those, and again that's that, again. 3rd down to 6th really, you can kind of almost throw a blanket on them, or over them there. 3 cars that are in very, very close proximity, obviously 3rd to 5th. Of course your top 2 is going to be an incredible battle so far, I'd say. That guy possibly only getting 1 run on new set, because of obviously using that extra set in Q1 just to make sure he wasn't the one to be eliminated, and obviously in the process proving a point that he is actually quick on 10-10 at points. We'll be starting a lap on that one there. Ross will be on an in lap. We'll follow that guy being the only one that will be on track as we cross the line. I think you should do it. You should do it for AT2 races. With Felix, we might get a chance against him, and well, the Sun God is kind of one less there. As we're not dropping them in, dropping them too frequently in quali. It'll be all right. There's that guy now obviously starting the lap. But on the ABS. The ABS is a big one that's obviously very difficult. Let's follow with that guy. Jump on board, comes through this quick left, right, long left, takes a lot of width to that. Nips in early to come and get to turn 7. Rides the curb, looking on there is 8. Oh, nice and quick through turn 9 and 10. Absolutely flat towards the beach club here. DRS wide open. Energy deploying. Down to 3rd for turn 11 now. And like a lot of the drivers have done, they've held that inside section well. Taking as much circuit as you can get away with on the inside there through the 14-15 chicane, and obviously onto through 16 and out onto the long straight there. That is pretty clean from that guy so far. I think the main part of that would have been in that faster first sector there. In the turn 6-7 sort of complex. See exactly how... Oh, used all the deploy just on the line there. It comes to 3rd place. And within 2/10 of deflated wing, nearly. That is a huge lap from that guy. On the only run I think he's likely to get there. Richard is currently out on track. I do wonder whether there's maybe a slight error has been done there, and we're going to recharge and go again. Got more and more people getting out for the out laps now. But the top 2 are still in the pits at the moment. Who of them is going to blink first, I wonder? Where's that Alpine come from? 2:23, 2:22 to go. Neither of the top 10 have... There we go. All top 2 have budged there. It's 10:10 as the first to blink. Is Deflator going to come out and give it another go, I wonder? Oh, there we go. He's left it late. A very high-paced outlap. Both of them there as well. Ross is going to be the last out as well, and again, it's going to have to be really rather quick with the outlap. Let's have a look and see what Richard's got. Well, he's nearly got Ross coming and joining him on the racing line for a start. It's close there. Through turn 3. 4, 5 to the right, 6 rounds. Setter keeps going. He's nice and clean on there. So far, no real complaints there. And the Alfa Romeo will keep out of the way. That was close. So predictable, the Alfa Romeo, but nearly came and clonked it. That could have been an aeroplane crash. Will still be on his mind, no doubt, as he comes down to turn 11. Just risks track limits on the inside there. See through the fiddly little chicane, 14-15. Takes as much curb as you'd want to take on 15 there. Releases it well onto the straight out of 16 there. There's going to be one more meaningful turn to negotiate there. As the Alfa Romeo is having to let people through back there. Richard will be first to the line to complete the final run. And is marginally slower than before. We'll keep with the initial time on there. I think Felix is starting on there. Oh no, it was finished one on a 31.0. Also, we've got now coming around. I believe that is going to be Joseph next up. What is Joseph looking at? Time is up. Nobody else can do anything. Joseph comes to 4th. Fails to beat that guy. TD next to the line, and what can he do? 7th place for TD. About half a tenth quicker than Smallest, or from Flamingo Eagle at the moment there. Smallest Smiley will be next. Let's have a look and see exactly what he can do on here. Nice and clean through that last turn or two here. Comes up to 6th place, has jumped Ross for the moment. It's a very, very good lap from Smallest Smiley for a 27.7. Flamingo Eagle dives into the pits. And we have got 10.10 coming round to complete the lap. Looking quick so far. How well can 10.10 improve? It can't, is a 1,000th of a second slower. So unless anyone else out on track can touch it, Deflated Wee will get pole. Let's see. Deflated can improve. No improvement. There's about 2/10 down there. Ross comes in for 7th place as well. So Deflated Wee takes pole. Congratulations, Deflated. The human has been hot on the heels of 10.10 in this session. And that is an absolutely brilliant pole for Deflated Wee there. Done really, really well to secure that one by 0.02 of a second. So it's Deflated Wee from 10.10. That guy rounds out the top 3 with a cracking lap in there as a 27.2. Joseph Hales comes in 4th with Richard 5th, Smallest Smiley 6th, Ross is 7th, TD 8th, and we've got the 2 Alpines in 9 and 10. There's Flamingo Eagle and Felix. Felix with a really good effort to get to the top 10 shootout in first no assist race and with all of about an hour's worth of practice. Very, very good display there from Felix. So, we should now have our 5-minute break, and it of course looks nice and sunny for now. The race will go at 8:31 this evening. Here's your chance, and here's the driver's chance as well, obviously, to jump out, get a snack or two, go for a comfort break, or whatever you do in your 5 minutes. You could, I think I'll get my have a little bit of a stretch of my bad leg during that time as well, and we'll give a featured driver a go next week, I think. For now, let's take some predictions in chat. Who is going to be winner here? Who will be leading out of turn 1? Is more of what I'm looking at there, I think. Will it be Deflated? Will it be 10.10? Or will it be somebody else? You know. See exactly how it all goes. So I think I'm gonna let you all get your predictions in chat, and I will be back in just a couple of moments. There we go. Well, are we all feeling ahead of the race? Let's see, who are we all supporting, who are we looking to beat, that kind of thing. Let's see, so obviously, of course, let's have a little bit of a in-depth look at obviously Miami just while we wait for this all. About a minute there to go, and we won't get a countdown, but we will get formation lap. So, of course, say Miami obviously relatively new. Only did its second real life F1 race in the season we're in at the moment. Of course, we are basically racing around the Hard Rock Stadium, the home of the Miami Dolphins there. So, paddock is all set up within the stadium, and of course F1 is more interested in the tarmac part around the outside. So, the car park and some of the surrounding areas there. The part that obviously incorporates the stadium pretty much is set around the back end of Sector 3, and obviously most of the first sector up to about turn 6, you're pretty much around the stadium from there. And from the rest of it, obviously it's incorporated bits of the public road, bits of the bits of the parking lot as well. Felix just realised you've never done a race start. Well, at least you get 2 goes with the formation lap. And here we go. Formation lap is on. Let's see how they all go. Let's have a little bit of a look and see what is on here, really. So we've got a mixture of hards and soft, with only Asthma Frog going for the trademark alternate strategy on soft compound start. Ross and TD of the top 12 are the only 2 on hards. Padge and Sun God at the back as well, probably looking to hang out for as long as possible. Greg is also in there on the 13th place on those hards, and as I said, the rest have stayed with mediums. See how Felix is faring, keeping it a straight line for the moment. Won't be looking to cause a formation lap collision or anything like that, but interesting to see how that race start comes about, and I'd love to see it from his point of view a little bit later on. Of course, if it's eventful, that is. If it's just an all event and you look like any of the rest of the guys making a start, there's no real point, but if it's eventful, I want to see it. They're obviously all on that back straight now. Obviously the end of, going towards the end of the lap. There's a lot of weaving going on from that guy, but not a lot from the top 2. It's deflated, and 10-10 more than happy to take a chance on something. It might be on some rubber that might be a little bit chillier, but in a slightly better state. I'm doing the prescribed burnouts there as we. as they all line up on the grid. Up there, and Sun God last to line up, and we are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away for the no assist Grand Prix at Miami. That's a poor start from Deflated, and 1010 has got him into turn 1. That guy has swallowed him up as well, and so has Joseph. That's an abysmal start from Deflated, though he has got third place back, I think, off of Joseph. Pending a move around the outside there. It's not going to come off. Or is it? We're going to go side by side to turn 4, and I think Deflated is through. Joseph has gone a little bit wide. Richard has kept 5th there. Felix has gone backwards into 15th. Smaller Smiley's made a jump up into 6th place as well there. Wiggles and TD exchanging places. It was a decent enough get away from 1010 at the beginning. We've got now 3 cars involved here. We've got 1010, Wiggles and TD, Wiggles and Prev all looking for spaces, and we had 3 wide in front there as well, with Joseph Hales, Richard and Smaller Smiley. Then got obviously Ross linking to the back of these. Flamingo Eagle, Wiggles and TD. Oh, naughty from Wiggles, I think there. TD, I think, tried to back out, but he did catch the front corner of TD on the way into the tight chicane. Couldn't really do a whole lot about it. There's not enough space for 2 cars in that bit of track. And it's Deflated. And that guy having a little bit of a duel into 17. It was Deflated, I think, tried to squeeze him a little bit on the way out. The Smaller Smiley has taken Richard, and Richard's under threat now from Ross as well. Carnage opening lap here. Carnage, but without a lot of bits and pieces going through there. As Richard goes to the inside of Smaller Smiley, but has overcooked it and has lost position to Ross as well. Flamingo Eagle's going to be next up, looking to take the position from Richard there. Will the Alpine hold on through the tight twisty section? Turns 4 to 7. Not too well. We're still a lap out of getting DRS there. As Felix has taken Sun God there. I've got a feeling that might have been around the outside there. We've got the 3 definitely not full-time no assist drivers. The strongest drivers on the grid at the moment, propping up the order at the back. Obviously, after a slightly poor start from Deflated, he's recovered to 2nd place already. We'll be looking to get after 1010 there, as Wiggles is next to take Richard there. That lock up into turn 1 at the beginning of this lap definitely will not have helped. Maybe square wheels on that particular wagon there. As we've then got the Alpha Tauri and the Ferrari going side to side as Asthma Frog and Prev. Prev's gone later on the brakes, a little bit of wheel banging coming through. Still side by side through turn 18, DRS is enabled there. Prev's to the inside of 19 and then turn 1. Asthma Frog, I think, has a slightly better run. Prev's going to keep it in though. They turn in and they touch, and Prev into a like half spin there. Loses a little bit of ground. Asthma Frog kind of taking the line, obviously without Prev being there, but that's a pass he needed to get done on those softs. He needs to now use those as Prev is out. Prev is out. And there it is, it's round. And Flamingo Eagles have obviously gone backwards as well. Prev is out and round, and there's a bit of bodywork in there, and that I believe is turn 5. There's a VSC as a result there, which gives us all a little bit of a chance to catch our breath. Obviously, to recap exactly what's gone on there, I'm not sure, and I do apologise. I'm not sure what happened to Flamingo Eagle. We are go again, obviously after the VSC has cleared everything. Flamingo Eagle may have been caught up in a little incident in the middle there as well. We've got 1010 leading from Deflated, who seems to have got a good jump as a result of the VSC. That guy has got Joseph Hales all over the back there and might have a look into turn 1, depending on how the exit is. Looks like that guy may have just dumped a little bit of battery on there. Sungod and Padge changing positions there, as they then come through 17. And Asthma Frog losing out to Greg there into turn 1. They're keeping it in though. And again, that's not a position you'll want to lose on those soft tyres. You won't want to be stuck behind Greg on a set of hards. You're looking to get that and pull it away. That, of course, isn't going to be easy with the section that's now coming up. So we've then got, obviously, Felix then joining slightly late onto the back of that battle as well. What have we got now coming through? That guy and Joseph Hales closest together. Nothing doing on there. Smaller Smiley and Ross. Line of stern. Let's come back to Greg and Asthma Frog. And Asthma Frog obviously has been taken by Greg. Nearly was under threat by Felix there as well. Things start to just separate out a little bit. Have got Ross on the back there, and we have got Deflated obviously in the lead there as well. I apologise because I'm getting a little bit distracted by some battles going on here, but Deflated has got back that lead that he started in. It'll be a matter of seeing how long he can hold it there. That guy, there was a small Smiley on Ross. Ross keeping it in through the outside of 2, takes it to the inside of 3. How much pace has Small Smiley got around the outside? He's going to hang it in. Is anyone going to back down for turn 4? Ross has had to. Small Smiley with a gutsy move, obviously keeping 5th place there. Keeps him ahead for the next couple of corners at least before we then hit the DRS zone. And Ross is already closing massively even before that. I do wonder whether there's slightly lower wings on that car. Absolutely has breezed past Small Smiley in the DRS zone there. And of course, Smaller Smiley will get a chance to have another go back there. Asthma Frog and Greg. Let's say Asthma Frog. Ooh! Retakes the position but goes very, very deep into turn 11. Gives Greg a chance around the inside. Oh! That's very, very close. There had to be contact there, surely. And then the Sun God takes a penalty, but they've not taken each other out, which is a brilliant result in the end of it. But Asthma Frog is going to be in severe problems here. Felix has come through and taken both of them for 10th. Greg then 11th and Asthma Frog relegated to 12th. A little bit of a shake on for Felix out of the turn. Could be under threat from Greg as they get towards turn 1 now. But like Asthma Frog might have jumped to the inside a little bit of 19 as well. No such threat for Felix from Greg there. Let's get a little bit to the front again. Got 10-10 closing on Deflated Wee. Looking for the lead of the race back again. That one was he initially claimed through the race start. Goes to the outside of then turn 11. Gets the move done. Just under braking there, Deflated. Knows he can fight this one another day. Knows he's got another DRS zone this lap to get that. And Ross has taken Small Smiley's position back. It looks like he's hung it all the way around turn 12. And Greg then gets the better of Felix, who's in that same complex as well. Let's have a look at Deflated versus 10-10. Can they do here? Deflated catching, but not catching quick enough. Looking to hang on to the back of 10-10's gearbox there for a moment. Smaller Smiley and Ross. Smaller Smiley to the inside. Ross got a better exit off of turn 17. Takes him around the outside of 18 through the inside of 19. Keeps the position. Smaller Smiley will be looking to hold on, not be gobbled up by both Williams here as well. Looks like it's defended position from Wiggles, but has also held position to Ross there. So, good little battle developing in there for 5th, a three-way battle for that particular position on there. We've then got, obviously, 2 leaders now coming back through the RS zone. That guy with Joseph Hales hanging off of his back as well. So nothing doing for the lead. So we're going to have a look there. Joseph around the outside of that guy. Oh, that guy looking to get it back though a little bit. Had half a look into the Beach Club. Smaller Smiley is up to 5th with the DRS pass on Ross. Wiggles may want to be let through here to use those mediums for the rest of their life. This is going to look like he's being chased by a crowd of Smurfs. Coming up to turn 17 now. Smaller Smiley. 2 Williams, both in blue. And neither of them have got past him. Again, we'll presume he's just dumped battery on the exit there, and that has been enough. That's proved enough to keep him ahead for now. Okay, TD. Second one to get track limits warning or track limits penalty on this one. Let's have a look back at this battle again for 5th. As they'll then come through to the RS zone. As my frog is in to get rid of those soft tyres. Here come the crowd of Smurfs that was promised at the end of the last lap. As Ross taking Smaller Smiley for 5th place there. He's gonna hang it in there again though. Ooh, a little bit susceptible to Wiggles on the outside, but cut it off well. Smaller Smiley just held enough to the inside. Wiggles would have got a better exit, but it won't have mattered. And it's got Wiggles right all over the tailpipe of that car. Of course, Smaller Smiley will get a DRS and a chance to get that position back off Ross once more. Looks to the inside, should have it done quite nice and easily. And he does through 17. Proving to be a big overtaking spot obviously on here, as it more so than in real life. And oh, Ross to the inside. Late move in there. I don't think anyone was really expecting that, not least Smaller Smiley. Neither car seemed to collide, no one hindered by that. And still the Williams duo are on the hunt, and we've got a change for the lead here as Deflator goes around the outside of 10-10 to take the lead back into Beach Club under DRS there. Let's go back to these guys again. Smaller Smiley holding the inside and has held position through there, goes a little bit deeper in. Ross will get a little bit of a better exit out, but I don't think it will matter too much in this next section. Ooh, Wiggles. Losing the rear on the way into 14 there. Up to 16 now, and he could be in trouble, Smaller Smiley. Deflated Wee has got 10-10 for much more than company back there. Joseph Hales and that guy going side by side. And that guy takes the position for 3rd place. Ross has taken Smaller Smiley for 5th there as well. Or Smaller Smiley, if he can hold on, we'll get another chance down towards the Beach Club again. It's hotting up big time now in Miami. Ross looks like he's maybe going to try and use a little bit of a A little bit of those hard tyres life to get away from Smaller Smiley here. Trying to leave him susceptible to the overtake from Mr. Wiggles, I think, on there, which looks like it may happen. Got side by side is Joseph Hales and that guy. Joseph Hales pulls the move exactly like what Deflated Wee has just done to 10-10 on the lap previous. And Smaller Smiley to the inside of Ross again. Through Beach Club. Will he hang it around the outside? Smaller Smiley, cut off by Ross there, but will get another go at it on the next straight. Wiggles still, as ever, holding on. Persistent. That Mosquito at the moment. The leaders are safe. That guy, again with Joseph Hales. Retaking third place. They're having a nice little tussle in there now. Ross keeps fifth from Smaller Smiley. I wonder whether this might start to be a little bit of a changeover point in the life of those different compounds of tyre on here. Because Ross did look like he was beginning to get away just a little bit, while Smaller Smiley was without the aid of the DRS through Sector 1 on the last lap. They pull it to as far as 6/10, I believe, as they exited turn 7 last lap. There's a severe risk of him dropping him here. He's right on that DRS cut-off. See, does Smaller Smiley get the DRS? He hasn't. No DRS for Smaller Smiley. Let's follow them. And Richard will get onto this battle in a few moments if it keeps going the way it has. Smaller Smiley just needs to spot the exit out here. You can see Richard in the background in the Mercedes. So Felix takes Padge there for 11th place. Gets himself a step closer to some point scoring. And Joseph Hales and that guy again. Because that guy has a look at the return on there. Doesn't quite make it. And Smaller Smiley stays in that Williams sandwich for now. Excuse me. Smaller Smiley still looking for the inside here. Oh, just dives down the inside of Ross. Makes it work into turn 1. I think he knew if he'd have gone through that corner behind, the big risk of losing that DRS through to the Beach Club again. Have a look then at that guy and Joseph Hales again, and we've also got Deflated Wee with 10-10 for a hemorrhoid at the back there. That guy takes Joseph Hales through the inside, coming down to the Beach Club. 10-10 has been constantly hanging off the back of Deflated Wee since he retook the lead just a few laps ago. Felix, time penalty on track limits, and 10-10. Will he have a look here? Goes to the inside of what would be 17, gets that move done just on straight line speed alone, that one. Deflated will look to hold. He did look like he had a decent exit, but a little bit of a wobble. Is he going to try it into turn 1? He is. And Deflated Wee retakes the lead. But 10-10's still around. Holding on to the back there. Deflated looking a little bit untidy, a little bit uncomfortable through there. But 10-10 just holds on. Patient racing from 10-10. A great move from Deflated to take the lead back there. Let's see what we've got. Richard and Wiggles both in the pits to get rid of their medium tyres. It's 12 laps they have done on those. Wiggles will be hoping this isn't quickly followed by a safety car. I've still got as Deflated being passed again by 10-10. Still got that guy and Joseph Hales in close proximity, and you've still got Small, Smiley and Ross as well. Ross had a little bit of a look as they approached Beach Club through there. Deflated won't want to lose 10-10. Even if he's not passing him on this one, will just want to keep himself well within that DRS zone. He'll probably be thinking quite a lot about an undercut now as well, I would imagine. Now that some other drivers have started to come in. Not that these two would really know that. Joseph Hales to the inside of 17. Takes the position from that guy, as we've got an incident around Beach Club, and I think there's Felix and Padge both together on there. Padge has gone to the back of the remaining running cars. Joseph is in. Ross and Small and Smiley still tussling out. There's got to be a point at which Small and Smiley calls that quits and comes into the pits, you'd imagine. And here go the leaders again. 10-10 and Deflated Wee. Sticking together, looking a little bit like England and Scotland on here. Smaller Smiley. It's got Ross well before the corner there. I do wonder whether Ross maybe had a bad exit out of turn 7 and turn 8. Smaller Smiley up to 4th place. That guy's racing all on his own now that Joseph Hales is pit. Deflated. So he's lost a little bit of ground in that last sort of part of the first part, sort of sector, the last part of sector 2. Sorry there. But we'll look to keep hold of 10-10. There's a good exit as 10-10 pits. Deflated stays out, and he's got to commit to this now. This has got to be the in-lap of his life. 10-10 dives in to get a new set of hard tyres, I would imagine, on to get him to the end of the race. That guy comes through for 2nd, and this battle will come through as well. Smaller Smiley to 3rd and Ross to 4th. And if there's one thing that 10-10 won't want to do, it's get caught up behind that for too long. Because that has been, has been a great battle. But 10-10 won't want to see it. There we go, there are just 1.6 seconds between Ross and 10-10 there. Obviously Ross will have DRS toe on Smaller Smiley as they go down towards the Beach Club. Joseph Hales has taken TD there as well, and obviously fresher tyres there. Ross to the inside of Smaller Smiley again. Smaller Smiley kind of lets him go on that one a little bit. Will probably live to fight another day around after they've been through turn 16. Grab one more dose of DRS, and I would imagine come in to get rid of these tyres. 10-10 parked on the back of Smaller Smiley there. And he will no doubt get in the mix for this. Smaller Smiley takes it to the inside of Ross. Grabs that 3rd position back as Padge comes in and retires in the pit. Smaller Smiley's still going. 10-10 is losing a bit of time here. Deflated is into the pit. And is away and is behind 10-10 as they are 3 into there. 10-10 has taken them both, and Deflated comes out into the middle of the battle on cold tyres. Exactly how they were. The lap pressure tyres on this game can mean everything. I don't think Padge actually did retire in pit. No, I think he did. It was just him letting the car out again. So we've got 10-10, see, in the net lead of the race, only 5 seconds back from that guy who's yet to pit. I imagine is looking to run for some softs. Deflated, looking at the back there, and Ross and Smaller Smiley's still going as well. I'd imagine both of them probably looking for some softs. There's yellows in sector 1 as Felix, I believe, is off. A very unfamiliar habitat there. So Deflated now has had a chance to get those tyres up to temperature. We'll be looking to dispatch 1010 down on that back straight towards turn 17. Takes the outside line and gets it done well before turn. Ross will still have Smaller Smiley over the back of him as well. Will either of those blink and come in? Smaller Smiley has at last. That's a very, very good first stint from Smaller Smiley, that one. Brilliant pace kept and brilliant battle with Ross for the length of it. Obviously, comes in for some softs to see him to the end of the race. He will come back. There we are, as Deflated is through. We're on 1010. Smaller Smiley will then come back into the race in looks of it about 8th place. But Deflated will look to storm away now. We are obviously with him on a lap newer hard tyres, which again on this game can be everything, but of course DRS assistance will still help us. 1010, oh, and that could be the error that potentially sees him out of contention there. He's gone in and has just come in, I think, on the brakes either a little bit too late. No sign of any lock-up smoke or anything there. Looks like he may have just come in too late on the brake, and that is an uncharacteristic error from 1010. Sees him having to get out of the corner to avoid contact with Deflated Wee. And drops him back to 2.7 seconds behind Deflated Wee as that guy pits from the lead. So Deflated comes through to get the lead on there. That's a huge, huge mistake from 1010. He won't need telling that. The order restores itself for now, with of course a couple of exceptions. Mr. Wiggles has obviously been in and has had a really good jump on that one there. Ross has finally come in and discarded those hard tyres as well. Smaller Smiley comes out ahead there. Ross has gone for some mediums. Let's see, will Smaller Smiley be able to make softs last 12 laps, or will Ross begin to eat him up at the end of the race? That'll be one for us to find out in the midfield there. For now, closest on track we've got is Aspen Frog and Greg. And through at these two. In fact, final points paying position. Greg is he hunting down Aspen Frog in significantly newer tyres. Should get the opportunity of DRS pass as we come through the kink of turn 9 to the right, turn 10 round a little bit longer to the left, and really look to stick it to him in turn 11. Won't quite be close enough, but Asthma Frog has gone wide there, holds the inside line as we come through the beach club, keeps the position for now. Greg will get another go a little bit later on after we are through this turn 16. Complicated off-camber little left-hander as Smaller Smiley takes the race fastest lap so far. And Greg is down to the inside and has got that pass done way before the corner of turn 17, as you would expect with those newer tyres on. And speaking of newer tyres, that guy with a set of softs that is pretty much fresh out of the box, 1 lap old. Here comes Mr. Wiggles in his 6th lap old hards. Now to the inside of turn 10, setting him up for the inside of turn 11, but again doesn't really need that. Got the move done nice and quickly on Wiggles there. And for that guy, that will be a matter of trying to get after Joseph Hales and making those tyres last whilst doing so as well. 1010, by the way, has pulled the gap back to Deflated. About a second from the point of the error being made. That is now 1.8 seconds there. Wiggles will try and keep on the back of that guy as Asthma Frog takes a time penalty. Definitely won't help in the mission to try and get that final points position. And that guy takes the fastest lap, obviously heavy DRS assistance towards the beach club, with a 30.0 on that one is a good lap, and so far gets the fastest lap point for it as well. So these two we've got closest on track at the moment, but Wiggles obviously is dropping off. Everything's just separated out a little bit more. See how deflated, or see how 1010's progress in getting back to deflated has been there. Okay, down to 1.5 seconds, is gaining all the while. Maybe deflated trying to keep something in those tyres just for if they do end up side by side, that kind of scenario may be. Small Smiley obviously is through on Ross. Richard is next target for him on there. Looks like the next lap that battle will have DRS involved. Now, as I say, everything's just separating out a little bit, although so that Smaller Smiley's looking keen to dispatch Richard and his hard tyres as quickly as possible. Softs obviously don't have a very long optimum shelf life in this game. Oh, Smaller Smiley running a little bit wide there. 1010 gets the track limits penalty. And that's what he tends to do when he's just pushing a little bit too much, I've found. Over pushing it, just overcooking it there. Somebody's not overcooking it, a Smaller Smiley though, and that's just pure pace. Gets him past 1010's teammate Richard there. Richard though, Smaller Smiley goes a little bit deeper into turn 11, had a chance to get back at him. See exactly how this plays as we come to the long back straight now. So, obviously a good exit from Richard, from Smaller Smiley on those softer tyres. DRS assistance for Richard though. Won't want to give it up. He lodges himself to the back of Smaller Smiley, and we'll get one more helping of DRS towards turn 1. It's not usually an overtaking spot, this one. And it doesn't prove to be this time either. So 1010, just when he's doing a little bit too much pushing, tend to find this can be susceptible to one of those. And that has gone from having a chance at the race to, barring a miracle, throwing it all right out of the window. Back to another on-track battle that we the joy of watching in the first stint. Joseph Hales with that guy fast approaching his back end again. See, both of these drivers started on mediums. Joseph Hales dived in early, obviously took the undercut and has been using those hard tyres for 8 laps now. That guy held on to those old mediums a little bit longer. Is now getting the benefit of some fresh, soft rubber. They are through 16, onto the back straight, and that guy makes a nice easy DRS pass on Joseph Hales there to take that final podium spot. See how long Joseph can keep himself in this battle. So Ross is next to get around Richard. He's getting back to the back of Smaller Smiley again in a few moments' time, and that's another battle that has been going on race long at the moment. obviously moments like these, that guy will really want to be using those tyres to get rid of Joseph Hales as quickly as he can. Not in any sort of a sinister way, but just to get him off of his back end. Still have a go with DRS with Joseph Hales, and like he's obviously gaining even without the help of that so far. We'll get a couple of doses of it, I believe. He won't really go for it in this one, I'd imagine. Right. This race has somewhat flown by, 23 laps in already. Deflated wheel, obviously coming down the back straight towards starting lap 24 in a few moments' time. Yeah, we've had a few of these nice little battles going on track here. It's Joseph Hales again tracking that guy down the DRS zone. You wonder, maybe will one more round of Sector 1 just give that guy the space and time he needs to get away from Joseph Hales, as 1010 is in the pits. He's taking a set of soft tyres, and it looks like he's going to try for fastest lap. Will come out. Oh, it's not going to be the small Smiley Ross battle again, is it? I think it is, isn't it? It is very much the small Smiley Ross battle. He's out right alongside Ross. That's not what I'd have wanted to have seen. He might get a shot at fastest lap, but he's going to have to make up some positions to keep second now. Oh, goes to the inside of Smaller Smiley on turns 6 and 7. Now, obviously, on much fresher tyres, you can get away with that, but that is somewhat unexpected and a very good move and a good use of that brand new rubber. We'll then have Smaller Smiley getting a toe. 1010, I think, looked a little bit close to the inside wall there. Smaller Smiley's come in and got him back, but 1010 has kept the big grip down the inside. Smaller Smiley again going a little bit deeper into turn 11. Cedes position back to 1010. Will be looking just to hold himself in the DRS just long enough to be able to defend himself from Ross. Don't think he'll really get a go at 1010 from here. It's already nearly a second. But it will help him defend from Ross for a lap longer. So that Williams closes in under braking. And look, a scary sight in Smaller Smiley's mirrors in a minute. See, next up for 1010 is Mr. Wiggles, 1.4 seconds up the road there. So 1010 now obviously attaching himself. It looks like maybe a little bit of track limits warning might have come off on there, but attaching himself to the back of Mr. Wiggles. We won't want to make too much of a fist of this, even though it is obviously for track position. Ross and Smaller Smiley changing places again. Smaller Smiley looked like he was having a little bit of a look into turn 11. 1010 obviously blitzes past Wiggles on those soft tyres as Richard gets a time penalty. He knows he's going to have to do a huge job now. It's 1010. Ross and Smaller Smiley again, and maybe those softs might just be starting to go off on that Ferrari. A very good race to this point for Smaller Smiley, but might be a matter of survival now. Ross is always going to have a little bit more life in those mediums. 1010 with a 29.4 takes the fastest lap of the race. Need a few more of those though to catch up to the back of Joseph Hales that guy battle and clear it by 3 seconds, remember. Still got to serve that penalty at the end of the race for track limits. So this could be a slightly nervy ending to the race for 10-10. Do wonder, has he thrown a podium away? Coming in pursuit of the fastest lap. Or whether anything else was going on with that car. Smaller Smiley is kept really to the back of Ross again. Seems to prefer going in slightly deeper than some other drivers in this race, really. Smaller Smiley for that turn 11 into the beach club on there, as there is a little bit of rain beginning to fall. Now, we were warned about this. There's a little bit of rain starting to sprinkle itself on the track. And how will this play? Maybe that is a good move from 10-10 after all. On a dampening track, keep with the tyre that's got the most grip. Joseph Hales obviously has left that guy alone. And things getting beginning to get a little bit damp. Felix is coming for some inters. I do wonder whether that's maybe a little bit too soon, but it may prove to be a decent call at the end of it all. Obviously, he's behind these two, having been lapped. Richard is in for inters as well. For the rest of these, they may well just try and see it out. Now, 10-10 on track is going around the outside of Joseph Hales, looking for third place. We'll need to clear him by 3 seconds to hold it. And that may well be a tough job in the rain. Greg is into the pits. Next in for some green circles on his car. There we go. And Asthma Frog jumps up into that final points paying position. See how the guys on the inters get on now. 10-10 obviously towing Joseph Hales along. Got Mr. Wiggles and Ross in close proximity, and still Smaller Smiley's held onto the back of that quite well. On some aged soft tyres now. See exactly what the drivers think of spending the last 2 laps on intermediates. No for the majority of the leading pack. Yeah, it's a little bit of something different. Bienvenido a Miami, everybody. Sometimes there is a little bit of this in the air. Let's have a watch here, as Ross, I think, will be looking to take Wiggles for track position. I'd love to imagine how team orders go between these two. I imagine they've got a fairly decent bit of talking going on, but Wiggles almost looked like he kind of let Ross bite there, and I think that's sensible. It would have been done anyway under DRS, and obviously with the ages of the tyres. Smaller Smiley has lost back of these a little bit as well. Potentially would have wanted one more lap out of those, out of the mediums before he ditched them there. So Asthma Frog is next in. Interested to see what's going on there. That's inters again. Promoting Sun God to 11th. We are on to the final lap of this particular race now. With a little bit of a sprinkling of rain, it's probably not ideal conditions, but doesn't look too damp on the track still. Deflated Wee leads us around the final lap. Has got back that first position after a terrible start, which saw him drop as low as 4th. Then stormed back. Caught back up to 10-10 quite nice and easily, and from there had a little bit of a battle. Took him in the pit stops as 10-10 then. It's through on that guy, and that is before the DRS zone. Is that guy going to get the DRS? I think he is. Here goes. That guy. Oh, 10-10 squeezing him to the inside. takes the position on track as 10-10. All hold to the inside of then turn 12. This is a dodgy place to be for that guy. Don't want to not be on the racing line in the wet conditions. You can see it getting really, really damp now. So that guy just about holds on track. He's clipped the wall, and 10-10's clipped the back of him. Oh, slight error from that guy, and I think because he was then trying to stop it to correct it. He's then brought in a little bit of contact from 10-10 as well. We're going to have Deflated Wee round and Deflated Wee across the line to take the victory. Oh, that guy is going to want to try and keep within those 3 seconds of 10-10, but he's not going to have a great time of doing so if he's having wiggles like that. He has just about kept hold of it to take second place and 10-10 third. Joseph Hales comes through in fourth. Then the two Williams 5th and 6th. Good racing by those two, along with Smaller Smiley in 7th. TD, not really talked about him too much in this race, but he's kept it in a straight line, takes 8th place quite nicely there. And then for the rest of us, we're on Inters. Richard comes through in 9th as the first intermediate runner, if you like, there. Obviously, lapped at the back were Asma Frog and Felix, who have both already come through as well. It should then mean Greg, obviously barring any unforeseen errors, will come through for the final points paying position in 10th. There we go, around the last corner. To the line, and there we go, that's his 10th place. And with Sun God coming around to complete the running order, last of cars on the lead lap. 8th, 11th, and he's managed it. AI's not saving that one. He's got the spin off there. Driver of the day on the game goes to Mr. Wiggles. Do apologise, but I think I might have other ideas this time. It was a brilliant race all round. Honestly, Deflated, as I say, was a brilliant recovery after that poor start. Let's say, of course, Felix, well done. Let's say I can see you in chat. I mean, you've completed it. You didn't bin it like some people have. Joseph Hales, obviously on no practice, got 4th there, but obviously for Deflated, a brilliant drive, and for that guy as well, a cracking performance for Q2. Brilliant strategy call in there, I would say. And the drivers held it out in the rain and managed just about to keep the victories there, or to keep the spoils on there. Sun God's happy with his 11th place, so we'll go through it quickly. Deflated obviously wins in there. That guy and 10-10 round out the podium, and you've got Joseph Hales, Ross, Wiggles, Smiley, TD, Richard and Greg, Sun God and Asma Frog and Felix completing the running cars. We then had the Padge out. In there, and the one other retiree at the bottom as well. Flamingo Eagle. There we go. So, good effort from all tonight, I will say. That's very well very well kept on the track to anyone who's not had a lot of practice. Obviously, especially Felix. Well done with the with the 60 minutes of practice before. Very, very well. Obviously, those bits and pieces on there. As I say, for now, obviously, that is pretty much that. So, of course, then what we will do, I do apologise for stream quality as well, I know it has just dropped off. But for, let's say for now, that is round 5 over. Of course, you then have the same again for 81 and 82 coming up. Thursday is the 81 tier, and then 82 on Sunday, the dreaded crashathon again, as we were all sort of fearing it would be. And of course, then we have got this week, or obviously next week, what will now be, let's have a look. Where are we next week? Is Imola. Hoping for something that is a little less wet than what real life was, of course. Should get a race out of it at least, but that will also be a sprint race. No, it won't. No, that was sprint last year. Sorry. So Imola, the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. And that will be obviously us from next week, Tuesday. As we said, obviously, catch 81 Miami on Thursday and 82 on Sunday. Well, thanks a lot for watching, everyone. And I'll see you all next week. Ciao for now, and well done, everyone.